Hi, I'm Leslie Bruce, and I lead Cal State Fullerton's Writing Across the Curriculum Liaisons program, which offers professional development for people who want to teach with writing or teach with AI. Welcome to another Tool Talk video. In these short videos, I'm going to introduce you to new tools that, upon my first impression, I think might be really helpful for academics. Today's video is about Canvas Mode, which you can find in OpenAI's ChatGPT 4o. So let's get started. Let's begin with some fast facts about this tool. OpenAI's ChatGPT 4o Canvas Mode will work like an AI-supported word processor. It addresses three common complaints about large language models. The first is that you can limit your edits in it. So when you ask Canvas Mode to change one sentence in a page of text, that's what it does. It doesn't rewrite and regenerate the entire text and change all kinds of things and introduce errors, just the one sentence that you've asked it to change. You can do inline editing as though you were in a Word document. So you can edit your own text or AI's output directly rather than copying and pasting to a word processor, making changes, bringing it back, asking for more assistance, and so on. So that speeds things up. Also, it addresses equity because Canvas Mode should be free to the Cal State Fullerton community in Titan GPT, which we should be getting by January. This is the pro version of 4o. Also, OpenAI says that it's going to offer Canvas Mode free to everyone once it's out of beta, so that's exciting. It does, however, perpetuate two common complaints about AI language models. The first is privacy. So until Titan GPT, sorry about that, is available, that will be behind our single sign-on service. So your content will be private, it will be protected. But before that time, students and faculty should avoid uploading sensitive data or intellectual property to this program. Also, accuracy. Unlike NotebookLM, this is not a grounded tool. You don't give it the documents and say, only look at this. So hallucinations, biases, and other LLM common problems must be anticipated and corrected. Some weaknesses: Canvas Mode is still in beta, so it sometimes doesn't work the way that you hoped it would. So now we'll take a look at what this tool can do. The first thing you want to do is go to openai.com, which is what I've done here. This screen will open. You'll want to hover on Research, come down to GPT-4o. Sometimes this works, so I could start asking it questions, but I really want Canvas Mode and it's not showing here yet. So I'm going to click this again and then try on ChatGPT. And now I've got GPT-4o up here, which is what I wanted to see. So now that I have this little window, I can start typing anything I want to. It doesn't have to be a prompt. It can be text that I want to work on. I can paste some text that I want to work on here, or I could prompt AI and ask it to write something for me. I typically choose the middle thing, which is to give it a text that I'm already working on so that I can work on it here in Canvas. So now I have copied a text. It's just an email that I'm going to send later this week. I should say that if something is only going to take you 5 or 10 minutes, you probably don't want to use Canvas, but if something's going to take you longer, go ahead and try it. So I said, please copy this text into a Canvas because I don't want it to change anything. I've been having a lot of trouble with it changing things. And then there's my text. So let's see what happens when I ask it to work. So you notice that this just changed. We have two windows now, one on the left to interact with ChatGPT and one on the right to start working on text. I can highlight things and start asking questions or start editing. So let's see what I have here. I hope you'll consider joining an informal panel. I'd like to plan. Well, I already asked about the panel. So instead I'm going to say, I hope you'll consider moderating a session, workshop, or panel at our February 21 AI in Academia conference. I don't need my idea is to get you in a room and have a roundtable anymore because I've already sent that email. This is from an old email. And what they could discuss at the roundtable is no longer relevant. So I'll delete that. And then I've attached the event description for your convenience. I'm not going to make this a perfect email. I just want to show you that you can actually do inline editing right here in this window. If I want to ask questions, I can come over here and ask questions. If I want to edit, I can do it right here in the Canvas window. And then I say, please email me by November. Let's say, I'm going to say 30th, if you're interested in moderating a session. So you can see that I could do that, right? Now I have 3 questions that I want to ask these people in the email. I know you can do this by just clicking a button, but I want you to see how this tool works. So I highlight what I want to edit, and this little plus sign comes up. I can click it and it says edit or explain. And I can say, can you please number these 3 items? We'll see if it can do that. So you just got to watch it edit. It highlights first and then it edits. So it numbered these things for me. I can also, I think this is really wonderful, I can also highlight a section and say, okay, ask ChatGPT. I can say, please browse with Bing. This is a call out to please search the internet because ChatGPT 4.0 can do that. Please browse with Bing to find a statistic about how many workplaces are integrating AI into their offices in 2024. So I highlighted that. It's probably not going to add it to this paragraph. Instead, it's going to come over here and give me an answer. Let's see who it cited. I know McKinsey has numbers on this. Authority Hacker. I'm going to ask for the McKinsey numbers. Let me see if I can say, can you please use browse with Bing to find a McKinsey report with this data, and see what it gives me. So you can see here now I have the McKinsey report, the state of AI in early 2024, reporting that 72% of organizations have adopted AI in at least one business function. The report also highlights that 65% of respondents, and so on, right? So by saying browse with Bing, you can get the latest information, and I think that's really handy. I could then also say, for this paragraph, can you please add the 72% statistic to this paragraph? And you'll see that it'll highlight what it's going to change, and then it will change it. So now it has added this, right? 72% of organizations have adopted AI. Obviously, I would need to cite that because it didn't cite it, right? So it's not perfect. Let me show you another thing that this tool can do. There's an editing button over in the bottom right corner. So if I click on this editing tool, you'll see some options. I could add emojis, which I'm not going to do. I could add a final polish, which some people might like to do, but I don't like it. I just don't like the writing style of ChatGPT. I could change the reading level if I had a text that I wanted to send to high school students, or if I wanted to simplify something for my students who thought something was really complex. I can adjust the length of an item, shorter or longer. So most of these I don't really use, but I'm sure that they're useful for some people. We also have a copy button, so you can just copy your result at the end and put it wherever you want to. You can return to a previous version, and you can also show the changes that you've made through time. I want to show you one more thing before we end this video, and that is I could select part of this text or the whole thing, and I could ask for suggestions. So I'm going to ask for suggestions just here. So I can say, can you please suggest, use the word suggest if you want suggestions, 3 ways to make this paragraph more concise. Don't change the text, only suggest. That's important because sometimes it just gets enthusiastic. So let's see what it can do. So it's looking at that text that I highlighted, and you'll see over here it says, I've made these suggestions. And over here, you'll see what looks like a Google Doc. I really like this. So here's my first suggestion. Consider removing "I hope you'll consider" to make the invitation more direct and concise. Yeah, I don't like that. So I'm going to say, no, thank you, X, right? And then consider, my idea is to get to "I'd like" and removing "in a room" to make the sentence more concise. That sounds all right. So I'm going to click on this so that that apply button shows up again, and it will change that for me. And then, so it's changing it. And then the last one, consider merging how your critical AI literacy developed with sharing activities or syllabi to reduce redundancy and improve flow. I'm going to say, no, I don't want that. I don't want that one. So you can see that this tool has lots and lots of potential for making writing faster for you as faculty. And probably your students are going to use it too, and so you'll need to give them some guidance with that. I hope you'll try this tool and see what it can do, especially once it's in Titan GPT. And I look forward to seeing you in the next Tool Talk video.